I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Good morning. It is 11 minutes after 1 a.m. It's quieter for me to walk now because if I don't walk in the mornings, the lounge near me here will disturb me from around 4 o'clock. And my mind also works. So this is the best time for me to walk, and I'm a night walker. Now, Dele Farotimi wept profusely when he was doing a podcast, and or a podcast or an interview, I don't know, but he wept profusely. He was appreciating Nigerians for raising their voices in support of him to get justice and to be released from prison. I know he is a tough man. I know that he is not a frail person. He is not an emotional person. I know he knew what he was going into. Then, why do tough men like him weep when it concerns some issues that they are handling? In the case of Dele Farotimi, it concerns his nation, Nigeria, my nation, his people, my people, his ideals, the kind of ideals most of us have. Most people, you guys see as if we are troublemakers or critics of government. There are standards we had anticipated and expected from this country that we are not seeing in different perspectives, different fronts. And then there are fears that we are apprehensive of because we are students of history and we know how nations and people can decline and go into oblivion. There are nations that have disappeared, for those of you who studied history and studied geography. So my mind went to why Jesus wept. In Luke chapter 19, 41 to 44, Jesus was approaching Jerusalem and he wept over the city. And it is similar to what is in Nigeria today. Why did he weep? He looked at the citizens of Jerusalem. They were ignorant of the fact of what they needed to know or do to have Salem, Shalom, or peace. Jerusalem, city of peace, contentment, security. Security is not necessarily the absence of danger. It is the guarantee of a future. Guarantee of a future where there is no fear for the future. And so Jesus was looking at Jerusalem and he was seeing the possibilities of what could happen. As I said, those tough men, tough people who weep. I don't know if I've said it on my mind. I was discussing it in my mind. Number one, they love humanity. Such people love humanity. They love humanity. Number two, they love their countries. Number three, their ideal standards that they hold very high, that they love. But idiots don't care. You know, the Greek philosophy of politics, idiots are those who don't care about the consequences of their action on society, on others, and the environment. Those are idiots. And then there are tribesmen. Tribesmen are those whose interests and what they do center around their political party affiliation, their tribal affiliation, their geographical relationships, their religious affiliation. And then there are citizens. Citizens are those who love their country. And somebody like Dele Farotimi, you can see his love for humanity, his love for justice, equity, and his love for the progress of Nigeria. And so that was why Jesus wept. Jesus saw Jerusalem, the city of peace, and the eternal capital of the kingdom of God. Something was coming, but the people did not see that thing. So the next thing is that the calamities that was going to befall them, they were not aware of it. They were carried away by the structures, the people on ground, the institutions, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the temple, the temple, the priests, the elders. Just like in Nigeria, there are structures, human beings that are like structures. They call them icons. They give them position, titles. We have come to deify them in politics, deify them in religion, deify them in society. They're just there, just like the temple. But Jesus was seeing what was going to befall the temple when he told them that none of these blocks will be on top of each other, that the temple will come down and say, this temple that Solomon built, you know how many years it took to build it? Look at how solid it is. How can it be destroyed? He was talking about himself, but he was also talking prophetically about what will happen about 37 years later. Assuming Jesus was 33, in 70 AD, what he was afraid of came to pass when the Romans, under Emperor Justinian, invaded Jerusalem. When he said that none of these rocks will be standing upon each other, they laughed. But you know what happened? There was a golden vine, these grapes, vine stuff, golden one in the temple, decorating the temple, big golden ones. And so when the Romans set the temple on fire, the golden stuff melted. As the rocks cracked, the melted gold went in between the rocks. And because the Roman soldiers wanted plunder, they started prying the rocks apart to collect gold. And the prophecy of Jesus came to pass. If you look at this country, the rate at which we are going, the rate of unemployment, the rate of inflation, the rate at which our currencies are going down, our currencies going down in value relative to other currencies around, the rate of insecurity, the threats to our corporate existence by secessionist tendencies, the decay in drug abuse in this country, the decay in prostitution in this country, the decay in lawlessness, internet fraud, lawlessness, kidnapping, all kinds of rubbish that are taking place. You will panic, you will wonder. Like I saw Dele Farotimi weeping because of the division, tribal divisions, cleavages, political cleavages. People seem to ignore the danger that is confronting this country. Just assuming that Niger really takes the threat that they are supposing, which some people have denied, very seriously. And Niger collaborates with the terrorist organizations that are in the northern part of Nigeria. They can form a massive force. Niger with Boko Haram, with ISWAP, with Lakararuru, one kind of rubbish group again in Sokoto State. If they combine, they will take territories in the north very easily, particularly if the north of this country decide to be affiliated and loyal to their brothers across the border. Disaster will come, but God will help us. And so he also wept at another time when he talked about Jerusalem, people of Israel, that they killed their prophets. They kill those who have the mind of God. They attack those who say the truth. They attack those who provide solutions for the rejuvenation of their country. They criticize, they attack those who want sanity in this country and in Israel. And it is applicable to this country. People want to suppress, oppress, intimidate, threaten. I've been telling you, know how many threats I receive regularly. But at this age, how can I be afraid? A grandmother is not afraid of an erection. So, when you see the possibilities of the things that can go wrong with our daughters, the only thing they display is breast and buttocks. Amapiamo. When you see our boys all over the place, drugs, you start to wonder how this nation will be in the next 10 years. And then, if you love your country, your spirit is grieved. When you see our children dying because of food, rice, because of 5,000 naira, parents were throwing children over the fence. When you see the likelihood of the desperation that is going to take place in this country, you will weep. And then they lost the day of their visitation. They lost the day of their visitation. Call me whatever names you like. Call me whatever names you like. Call me whatever names you like. If Oshibanjo is the president of this country, he will have been more humane, more articulate. If Oshibanjo had contested against Peter Obi, it would have been a tough contest. If Peter Obi's election had not been manipulated, if Peter Obi was to be the president of this country, if Kwankwaso had aligned with Peter Obi, we would have had, say anything you like, say anything you like, bust you, say anything you like. Peter Obi, Kwankwaso had aligned. Peter Obi's election was not stolen. This country will have been totally different from what it is now. We had our day of visitation. We did not know it. We threw it away. I used to appear in a radio station and a TV station, Quest FM and Quest TV. After February 23rd, I refused to appear there again. In fact, I don't know why I'm still talking about this country. I had made up my mind. I won't say anything about Nigeria. But when I see people like Aisha Yesufu, I see very dark man. I see Dele Farotimi. I see BVI channel. I see in television. There's one other man that's good analyst and Ned Media, good analyst. When I see people who still show interest in this country and in the future of this country, I am compelled and motivated. Showore, and his followers. When I see them, I just feel that I cannot be like David when my mates went to war and I refused to go to war. But when you see that we are missing it like as we miss the oil boom, we are missing it. You will weep for this country. I know those of you who will come here and make your nonsense, stupid comments. You make me weep for this country. Make me weep for this country. When I see a governor that can't pronounce figures, my spirit is grieved. Whether it's dyslexia or dyscalculia, my spirit is grieved. We are more than this. And I believe God that something great will happen in this country. There is still hope for this country. I don't know how it will come. I don't know when it will come. But in my lifetime, I will see a glorious Nigeria and will shed tears of joy. Anytime I hear that song, Nigeria, my beloved country, I shed tears. This country cannot go down. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. I will do another video this morning before I sleep. I have a seminar coming up on 10th and 11th of January. It is tagged Hitting the Ground Running Financially 2025. I'll just give you a few snippets in the next video. Register for the seminar by sending a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. The admin will register you. Tomorrow is the last day for early bird registration. From 1st of January, you'll pay an extra fee. And I have properties for sale. Just like the seminar, people are buying properties from all over the world. And they can testify that their transactions are safe, their properties are safe from all over the world. I mean that. And people also register for the seminar from all over the world. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. God bless you.